Carbonation? Welcome into NBA DFS Live for Monday, February 10th. I'm your host, Ben Hosser, joined by Justin Bales. Bales, I was excited for the slate last night when I started looking at it. Now, it seems to me like Giannis is not going to play. So that kind of dampens my excitement for the slate because, when someone like Giannis is out, that really just kind of changes the slate. But there's a lot of big names that are injured tonight or, not playing. So we'll kind of just get into that. Before we do it, if you guys haven't already checked it out, Bales and I's content package is up, dfscover.com, $9.99 a month. That's really cheap, but you get access to the game theory article, my final thoughts, Bales and I's player pool, and Bales core four for tournaments, Bales core four for cash, my core four for tournaments. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. We've had some pretty good success with it early on, and I'm excited for that, obviously, to roll into baseball. A ton of value tonight. Yeah, so this is going to be – it's just not going to be a great slate, in my opinion, for cash. Even for tournaments, we're going to know – if Giannis is out, we're going to know what, the chalk build is. The problem is you really can't not play some of these Bucks guys with them out. So even though they're going to be high owned, you're just going to have to kind of play them. It's only $10. I saw some people were confused on Twitter thinking that you had to buy one of our expensive packages to get access. You can buy it in itself and you just get the game theory article, final thoughts,
player pools.
Yeah, player pools. $9.99. That's all you have to that's all you have to pay, $9.99. So that's all you have to get. But we'll get into the slate. Luka's out, Kyrie's out, Giannis questionable, like I said. But I pointed out to Bales that the spread opened at 14, it dropped to 10. I'm assuming he doesn't play. I don't know why else it would drop that far. No other player is going to hold that type of weight or affect something that much. So we're assuming he's out. DeAndre Ayton's questionable. Kyle Lowry is questionable. And D'Angelo Russell's questionable. So those are the big ones. We'll just get right into the position. So Bales, I'll let you start at point guard here.
Oh, man. If Giannis is out, you're basically going to play Eric Bledsoe. Dante DiVincenzo also is point guard eligible. He'll see a big bump up. He's only 4,100. If Giannis plays, DiVincenzo is still a decent option. I wouldn't play Bledsoe, though. Outside of that, Victor Oladipo is 4,200, and his minutes are up in the high 20s now. So he's probably going to be one of the higher-owned players on the slate. I would definitely recommend using him. Kai Bowman is the same price as Oladipo, and I feel like more people will play Oladipo, but Bowman also is going to have to play around 30 minutes with D'Angelo Russell now in Minnesota. He's only 4,200. Rajon Rondo I like for 3,800. If he plays 20 to 25, he's extremely good on a per-minute basis. Then you have guys like Mike Conley's only 55. He's finally playing big minutes. De'Aaron Fox at 7,500 is too cheap against Milwaukee. Malik Monk at 4,500 is a great tournament play. Terrence Davis is only 4,800. He's been locked into solid minutes, and he comes with a ton of upside. I'll add Goran Dragic. I really like at slightly under 6K. Trae Young in tournaments, no problems, but I don't really like him that much against Orlando just because they're going to look to slow the pace down. And Reggie Jackson at 6,600 makes a really solid option. So, there are a ton of different ways to go at point guard tonight. Some of these guys are also shooting guard eligible, so you can use them there or at guard or utility. But there are a lot of point guards to choose from.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with what you said. Some people said my mic was messed up. I'm trying to fix it. Normally it doesn't sound like that, so I don't know.
Your mic is? I can't hear. You sound fine to me.
Yeah, but it's something whenever it goes out, to the people watching. I'm not sure.
That's weird.
I don't know. I'll try and figure it out, but I'll have to look at it later. I don't know. Hopefully it's not that bad. I don't know. I haven't had an issue in a minute, so I wasn't really paying attention. But, did they confirm D'Lo was out? I thought he was still questionable. Did you see that he was confirmed out?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. Just me. Yeah, I know it's mine. I'm trying to fix it, but I don't know a way to easily fix that without ending this. It's bearable. All right, we might just have to let it roll for today, and then I'll fix it for tomorrow, because I don't know how to fix it without ending this and actually going in and testing it. But regardless,
Russell's going through shoot around, so
yeah, I thought he was questionable.
I mean, I'm gonna guess he's gonna play.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, so I like Reggie Jackson with Derrick Rose. I like a lot on both sites. I like Bledsoe, obviously, if Giannis is out. I think Conley's in play. He's actually been not terrible since they moved him back into the starting lineup, but I feel like people haven't adjusted to that fully. So I like him. De'Aaron Fox, I think, is a good play. If Lowry's out, Van Vliet, I think, is going to be obviously a popular play as well. And then you have Kai Bowman for cheap. I don't mind either. Check Fantasy Live, nothing reported. Yeah, I think he's still questionable, so we'll wait and see. But that's pretty much it. I think Bales covered point guard pretty well. It's just like if Giannis is out, we're playing Bledsoe here in cash, and then FanDuel you need to. It's probably going to be Bledsoe and Reggie Jackson for me, at least in cash games, and then you can get weird in tournaments. Shooting guard, Bales, I'll let you lead off here as well.
Yeah, so I mean, anyone that we said at point guard that is shooting guard eligible, feel free. I also like Evan Fournier in tournaments, more or less. I don't think that I'm going to use him in cash. Torrey Craig is finally playing bigger minutes. He's only 3,700, so feel free there. I do like Devin Booker if you're spending up at 8K. That does make a lot of sense to me. And then Malik Beasley should be playing big minutes for Minnesota, and realistically, he's a guy that has no problem taking a bunch of shots. So I think he dropped over 40 in his debut. So, I mean, if he wants to keep that rolling, I have no problems for only 4,500 there.
Yep, I agree with that. Beasley, I'm out on if Russell plays, I think. Just because he had such a big game in that first one, I think people will kind of chase that, and I think he gets a decent bump down if Russell's playing. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Booker, I think, is the clear top play. I don't mind Oladipo on DraftKings. He's really cheap. His price went down because he sat out that last game, but I like Oladipo at his price. I like Terrence Davis if Kyle Lowry's out. So we'll just have to monitor that news. And then you have like Kendrick Nunn. I don't think Butler's going to play again. So I think Nunn's decent in tournaments. Dante DiVincenzo, if Giannis is out, I think you can look at as leverage off of the other Bucks guys. And then I think DeRozan is in play as well for me, probably more so for tournaments because I wouldn't play him over Booker in cash. But Robinson, Robinson's shooting guard on FanDuel, small forward on DK. I'm hesitant to take a shooter on a back-to-back. I don't like to do that typically, but with Butler out, he's going to have to play. So if you want to play him, go ahead. But I personally try to avoid guys that are reliant on shooting when it's back-to-back, the tired legs and stuff. That's just something I try not to do. But Herter, I think, is fine in tournaments, but I wouldn't play him in cash. Small forward, I'll let you go here, Bills.
Small forward, I mean, it's kind of ugly, honestly. It's not really my favorite. I think Bogdanovic at 6,100 does make sense. You can use like Mikal Bridges. He's only 4,800, but he's not really a player that I absolutely love using. Kelly Oubre makes sense. Timothy Luwawu, I guess, as long as he's going to play decent minutes, like he's the minimum price. So if he's getting 20 to 25 minutes, you can go there. Torrey Craig, as long as he's going to play. And then you have guys like Bruce Brown if you want to take your shot, or as you said, like DeMar DeRozan, you can use someone like that. Even Aaron Gordon comes with a lot of upside. I do like him tonight. I just kind of wait for him at power forward, but I guess there's not a ton of people that I would use at small forward, so you can lump him in there too if you want.
Yeah, small forward's really thin for me today. Someone asked Terrence Davis or Bruce Brown. I would pick Davis if Lowry's out. If Lowry's in, it's Bruce Brown for me. That's how I would play that. Crowder should get decent sets. Yeah, Crowder, I played him yesterday. He had a really big game. But small forward is very straightforward for me. You have LeBron at the top, obviously. Can easily play him in all formats. I like Kelly Oubre, especially because people won't really think about it, but Ayton being out really affects Oubre because they're just going to play even more small ball. So I think that even helps Oubre even further. Middleton, if Giannis is out, is a lock. So that's how I'm playing that. And then that's really it for me. I don't mind. Crowder's probably small forward on FanDuel, so you can use him there. But I have a really kind of just straightforward small forward pool tonight. So we can move on to power forward. Bales, you can start.
Yeah, I mean, power forward on DraftKings is going to be Jay Crowder. You basically have to play him. I mean, we've been saying the whole time that Giannis isn't going to play. If he does, feel free to use him, absolutely. If he does not, I mean, we already talked about a bunch of guys. Ersan Ilyasova will probably bump up too. Porzingis is no longer just super cheap, but for 8,400, you can still use him. I have absolutely no problems. Christian Wood, I feel like everyone was like ready for the Christian Wood breakout, but they didn't realize how good he was going to be because no one really took into account Drummond's absurd rebounding. So now Wood gets more opportunities. So, I mean, even at 7,200, that's still a little cheap, especially against a team like Charlotte. If you're looking cheaper, like Juan Hernan-Gomez has been playing extremely well. He's going to get some minutes. I have no problems with him under 4K. You can use Bjelica at 6K. I don't have any real problems there. And then I guess I would say, I mean, you can use Oubre or Bogdanovic here if you want, but Pascal Siakam, we didn't talk about him yet against Minnesota. He comes with a ton of upside. That's more of a tournament play for me, though.
Yeah, there's a lot more options at power forward than small forward. Like I said, or like you said, Jay Crowder on DK is a lock, I think, for cash. I think it's a really good play. If Giannis is out, Ilyasova would be a lock for me. He's smashed in pretty much every game Giannis has missed this season, and he normally starts in place of him. So I would be looking at those guys. Porzingis with Luka out, he screwed me over on I don't know, what was that, Friday night against Washington. He got in foul trouble, just didn't have a great game, and I still cashed, but he just didn't, like, if he would have had a big game, because I know I played him over Collins when Trae Young was out, which was a mistake in hindsight, but I think, maybe people were off him because he had that bad game, but he was just in foul trouble, like, instantly. So I still like Porzingis a lot. Christian Wood, I completely agree, I think is a great play in all formats, even with the price increase. Anthony Davis, I think on DraftKings you can use in all formats. Bjelica, I think, is a great tournament play. Siakam, I think, is a great tournament play. And then someone brought up Harry Giles in chat. They do have some of the guys they traded for, I think, are going to be more active moving forward. So I don't think I would be on Giles as much as I would be on Bjelica. So, Bales, you can go ahead and analyze center for me.
Yeah, I mean, Serge Ibaka at 6,500 is too cheap with Marc Gasol not playing. I have no problems if you want to use him in cash games or tournaments there. Bam Adebayo at 82 against Golden State is a fine play in both cash and GPPs. We have guys like Porzingis and Wood who play power forward as well. Outside of that, John Henson is only 3,700. I don't personally love him, but I get if you want to use him because he's so cheap. I just don't really think that you have to go there. I think that Jarrett Allen comes with more than enough tournament upside. I have no problems with him tonight. Rudy Gobert, his size against Dallas should be a problem. That's more tournaments for me. And Jokic, anytime he plays at home, especially against a team like the Spurs who aren't really great against centers, feel free to use him at minimum in tournaments. I probably would just stick with him in tournaments. I don't think I would go there in cash just because he's a bit expensive compared to some other guys, but I do like him on this slate.
Yeah, I agree. Bam is kind of tough for me to fade with Butler out. He's over 1.3 fantasy points per minute. Just really good with Butler off the floor, and people kind of ignore that. So I like him a lot. I like Vooch against the Hawks a lot, especially on FanDuel where he's really cheap. DraftKings, I don't think you have to play Vooch, but FanDuel, his price is really appealing. So I think it's more of a conversation there. I also like Serge Ibaka a lot with Gasol out. I think you can just keep playing him. They don't really seem like they care about moving his price up much. So I'll just keep playing him while he's that cheap. And then you kind of like Towns and Jokic, I think, are both fine. I prefer Jokic if he's going to be lower owned, but that's how I would play that. If Ayton's out, I think Diallo's worth a punt. And honestly, I think John Henson might be worth a punt as well. He's really cheap. More so for tournaments, not for cash, but I think you can look at those guys for cheap. Sabonis is better on FanDuel than DK. I can't pay almost 10K for him on DraftKings, I don't think. I think I would rather play Jokic for pretty much the same price. So that's a little bit tough for me. But thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I'm going to try and fix my mic. I don't really know what's going on with it, but I'll try and fix it after this for tomorrow. If you haven't already picked up Bales and I's content package, be sure to head over to dfskarma.com. Pick that up. You can also check out all of the free content at dfskarma.com. I still have an article free every day. Bales has an article free every day. We still have free stuff. Plus the streams are free. Explain punt to me. So a punt would be just someone that's really cheap, right? So someone that's close to min price on DraftKings or FanDuel that you're not really, you don't need them to get you a ton of points. You're just more so hoping that they can get you 6x their salary. So at 3K, it's not that many points. So that's more what a punt is. Not really caring what they do, right? Like you don't need a punt to go get you 40 fantasy points. You just need them to not get 5 fantasy points. Cheap point guard on FanDuel, Brunson, MCW, or McLaughlin. I would still take Brunson, I think, as long as Luke is out. You agree with that, Bills?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. All right, but we will have a stream tomorrow. Just be sure to check out the content. If you need anything from us, I'll be on Discord or Twitter.